turn it upright and make sure you can actually see that. Like that. There's the Four of Wands, current situation. The World is the challenge or obstacle. In the past, heart of the matter, sorry. The Root is the Six of Hazards, or that's Six of Pentacles. And in the past, Sagittarius, Temperance. Present, Judgment. And I'll pull these out when I go over each one. Then in the near future, Knight of Swords. Feeling currently, Ten of Swords. Environment, Seven of Swords. Ooh. Hopes and fears, probably hope, I would say, the Magician. And then in the final outcome, okay, well that's good, Three of Wands. Final outcome, we're still waiting. All right, I'll move that in just a minute. So we'll clarify with this deck too. We've got the current situation again, which is actually the Four of Wands. Can mean a few things. Some people think of it like 1111, the way that they, traditionally are shown in the Rider's deck. So some people relate that to a twin flame. Four of Wands can also mean any kind of like celebration for a milestone, reaching a milestone in life. Celebration, like having a kid, graduation, maybe even enrolling in school. So it's something to be happy about, right? Wanting to be happy about something, wanting to celebrate. This makes sense. And then the World being the challenge, and with what's going on with the world right now, it kind of makes sense. So these people are being shut away in this card from a world that appears to be set on fire. So in this deck, it's actually it's kind of different than other decks. The World is sometimes known as completion, as something big, right? But this deck actually means being separate and isolated from the rest of the world. So that's kind of odd. That's a little spin on that card. Huh. Makes a lot of sense. And then so the heart of the matter, or the root like issue with the celebration or the wanting to celebrate milestones, is the Six of Hazards or Six of Pentacles. And that's, when I think of that card, I think of people, I think of material items, but I also think like of people working hand in hand to make sure things are balanced. Like there's a give and there's a take, and things are supposed to be fair and balanced in that sense. And it can also mean, giving to charity. It can, anything that where you're having an energy exchange. There are some decks that actually, that say that the six is associated with some kind of like financial windfall, something that's gonna come in and help, pretty much. In the past position, he said that's this Sagittarius fire sign. It's also when we look at something having to be tempered, something under the Temperance card would be able to balance, once again, juggle, balance, make things even, be able to handle water and fire at the same time, because you're just that good. I also associate Temperance with the angelic realm. Then we've got Judgment as the present situation, and Judgment is, in this deck, it's meaning to come to terms, to forgive somebody, to forgive yourself, to forgive other people, to have kind of like a blessing, like spirit, yeah, I guess like a blessing tied into forgiveness. It's not, I don't view this card like as a negative card at all. Like, the difference between justice to me and judgment is that, you know, the justice can be, it's where things are made fair. So if you're in the wrong and you get justice card, then you might have to, you know, pay for something to be balanced out. Just saying. And judgment I associate, you know, with spiritual and things like forgiveness. And let's see, then in the near future is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords, is kind of like, you know, obviously a step up from the air signs, step up from a page. So if you have the Knight, it's going to be about fast incoming important information, concise, to the point, moderately fast. And those are your air signs, your Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. So that's in the future. I would think that would mean something is coming to light, or and something's going to be either, you know, something bad might be cut off because of news, because of hearing something, because of having to make a decision. But it will be a thought of decision, planned. How you're feeling, when we'll clarify that, is the Ten of Swords. Now, the Ten of Swords, it can mean some kind of betrayal. It can mean that you're, with it being the number 10, it's coming kind of out of a betrayal. So you might have just experienced this and can still feel that energy of betrayal. And that's what that's about. Number 7, Seven of Swords, another air. So 7 of Swords, in this one, you know, she's having to be really defensive. So in this deck, the woman is on the stairs and the zombies are trying to come in to get at them, and she's kicking at them, and she's also got a gun. So it's having to be defensive or guarded, and every now and then it can involve a theft of some sort. So that's your external thing, external circumstances. And that would suck to have to be on the defensive. Now the Magician, you got for hopes and fears position. I would associate this with hopes. And the Magician, you know, is about having all the ingredients that you really need to make something happen. So maybe that's what you're hoping for, is that what you're wanting next out of life, whatever big decision or big project you're going to have, that you are completely capable. And this is telling you that you are, and this is the energy that's going to be around you. Then in the outcome is a really good card. You've got 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands is about some kind of action that's being taken that is going to lead to things coming in for you. Things that you have been trying for, waiting for, preparing for, shopping for, working for, waiting for that stuff to come in. That's what 3 of Wands is. Okay, so we are going to clarify some of these cards. Let's see. So celebration we'll clarify the Four of Wands as the current situation. The Chariot. Okay, so current situation, the Four of Wands, which is kind of a celebration, a mile marker, is being clarified by the Chariot. So it's a sign of Cancer, and it has to do with taking a little while to get to where you're wanting to be, but knowing that all this hard work is going to be worth it, because the Chariot speaks of victory in the future. And then we have, the world was pretty, I kind of understood that. And then Hazards. That's that even give and take by the three. That makes sense. So the Three of Hazards, or Three of Pentacles, is about that exchange of energy between either you and a corporation, you and a few other people, because of people's hard work and cooperation, which that's what needs to happen. There will be some kind of mile marker, some kind of celebration, thanks to people. So Temperance is kind of like the patience, the ability to balance. Judgment, we've got that. Knight of Swords, clarify that. The Ace of Wands, knowing what to do, knowing what flame of spark of some kind of enlightenment, something that's going to come in the near future, and it's going to give you that drive, the inspiration, the motivation. It's going to give you everything that you want. The universe will help you out with this card and say, here's probably the best start that we can give you. So it's something that's probably going to be new, but when you go after it, you're going to go after it. And it's not going to take too much longer with the swords either. Now, Ten of Swords, the betrayal type feeling. That's in the you're feeling position. That's kind of strange. The Six of Wands. So it's this is kind of how I'm getting this, because there's so many people that watch these. Maybe there was some kind of victory that was supposed to be had, but it didn't happen. Or it could be two completely different situations. One where you feel betrayed, and then the next one you feel victorious and happy. So thing is you're going to be victorious and happy in the near future anyway. So even if you're not feeling like this, you are headed in that direction with the Chariot for sure. Then the external, we said, was the Seven of Swords, and it has to do, with being really guarded, having to be defensive. Sometimes involves theft. It's just, I guess it would be on a case-to-case basis. And see if that's happening around you with the Three of Swords. Lots of air energy, lots of in your mind energy. Externally, being on the defensive, guarded. One, because either there's this third party type situation in your life, and that might be why you feel betrayed. But the Magician says you're going to make this work. So whether you stay on the defensive or you leave, it doesn't really matter. You have the tools to do whatever you want. So the outcome being Three of Wands is just another confirmation of the Chariot, and that you're going to have to wait for something. But don't worry, it's coming soon, as Wands are action. And you'll be able to see the progress as you go.